Hello. I'm Breton, one of our MCAT tutors here at Inspira Advantage, where we help students get accepted into med school and other professional programs. It's no surprise that you will have to know a fair bit of physiology for the MCAT, one of the most important systems, not only for the MCAT, but for your continued existence, is the cardiovascular system. After watching this first episode of our cardiovascular system video series, you should come away with a big picture understanding of how the cardiovascular system functions and the path blood takes through the body. The circulatory system includes the heart, blood vessels, which are made up of arteries, veins, and capillaries. Circulatory also includes blood, which is made up of red and white blood cells, plasma, and platelets. The heart is a muscular organ that pumps blood throughout the entire circulatory system. Why does it do this? Two of the main functions of the circulatory system are to oxygenate tissues and collect waste from tissues like CO2 and urea to dispose of. To begin exploring the circulatory system, let's begin as an unoxygenated RBC in the right atrium. The first thing we need to do to become useful to the rest of the body is to become oxygenated. We will do this by moving from the right atrium into the right ventricle. From here, we are going to be pumped into the pulmonary arteries to be brought into the lungs and oxygenated. Once we are oxygenated in the lungs, we will be transported back to the left atrium of the heart through the pulmonary veins. A nice way to help you remember what is an artery and what is a vein is to remember that blood leaves the heart through arteries and returns to the heart through veins. It's nice and everything that our RBC is now oxygenated, but it can't do anything if we don't move it out to the rest of the body. To do this, we move from the left atrium into the strongest part of the heart, the left ventricle. The left ventricle is the strongest because it has to pump blood throughout our entire circulatory system. The blood moves out from the left ventricle into the aorta before finally moving into different arteries throughout the body. Arteries are big and muscular. They are able to dilate and constrict depending on different stimuli. After moving through the large arteries, the size of the blood vessels decrease until the RBC is now in an arteriole. An arteriole is basically the same as an artery, just a lot smaller. The red blood cell is then going to move into an even smaller space, a space about as wide as the RBC itself, the capillary. The capillary bed is where the magic of the circulatory system takes place. Once here, the oxygen from the red blood cell can leave the cell to oxygenate the surrounding tissues. After the red blood cell has donated its oxygen, and perhaps some glucose has left the bloodstream to go into the surrounding tissues as well, it is time to move to the other side of the capillary bed, near the venules. At this side of the capillary bed, the reverse is going to happen. Waste like urea and CO2 will be picked up from the tissues and transported through the veins. We are now officially on our way back to the heart. The waste in the blood will move through the capillaries to the venules, small veins, and then to the larger veins. Veins are different from arteries in that they don't have any muscle and don't readily contract or expand. As the veins travel back to the heart, they gradually get bigger and bigger, and eventually they will lead to the superior or inferior vena cava before being dumped back into the right atrium. From here, the cycle continues. Now you should have a general understanding of the overall circulatory system. Join us in our next video where we take a specific look at heart anatomy to see how it works. Thank you for watching our video on the cardiovascular system, and I'll see you next time.